Main power. Ooh. All right, that was a poof and a spark.
What was that? That was not what your PowerShare module should sound like. That is a failure of the PowerShare module. I want to give you guys some background on what was going on. So after this, I called Qmerit, and they called me the same day, making sure everything was okay. I said, yeah, everything's still powered, but I just can't power my home. But everything's fine. I've got power. So hats off to Qmerit. They flew somebody out from California to look at my PowerShare module all the way out here in northern Colorado in my remote 35 acres. The guy spent the entire day here working with the Tesla engineers. Now, they determined at the end of the day that there was an anomaly in my non-Foundation Edition truck. Now, this worked fine with my Foundation Edition truck and worked one time with my non-Foundation Edition truck. As I tried it, I was curious if it was going to be tied to the VIN number, and it worked. But I thought, why am I not doing a video of the PowerShare module, right? So the day I go to film it, this is what happened.
Welcome back, guys. So I just want to say that I'm really blown away by the support of the Tesla community, and the last video I did about the Cybertruck, and I did it at my shop, and talking a little bit about the struggles, you know, that we have with the misunderstanding and the misinformation on these trucks. And I'm just really blown away by the support of the community. I had no idea that YouTube could bring those kinds of things. I'm just a hobbyist. I just do YouTube for a hobby, but I'm really blown away by the reactions and the support of people. And that's really cool, man. I'm really blown away. I really genuinely want to thank you all for your support and your comments, and us all coming together. It really, really cool. I'm really lost for words on it. So just want to thank everyone for that. But I have an exciting one today I thought you guys might be interested in, the PowerShare module. Now, this truck is set up outside. I don't put it in a garage. As I've said in my other videos, we use and abuse these trucks, but they don't really receive any abuse because they're made to be tough like this, even though a lot of people might think that these are just pavement warriors and never see the dirt. But as you can see, mine does get dirty and worked hard all the time. This is the non-Foundation Edition. Not very clean right now, but tactical gray interior I've shown in the last one. Anyway, this video is about the PowerShare module, and I want to show you guys my install. So here it is. Here's the PowerShare module from Tesla. This is the gateway, I guess you call it. And I had this installed by Qmerit. Qmerit is who partners with Tesla to find you a contractor. Now, unfortunately, we had a very bad experience with the contractor that Qmerit had chosen for our project. He provided me a quote. So you go online, you take some pictures of everything, and you'll get a quote from a company. And I accepted the quote. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know exactly how it was going to be installed. And unfortunately, this was not installed the way I wanted it installed. There were 3 options they don't tell you about. At least I was not informed about the 3 different options. There's a light duty, a heavy duty, and the full house backup. This was set up as a heavy duty. And I personally wanted, after I found out about this, because I watched videos on YouTube, and ones that I saw were doing basically the entire load of the home. Now, I know you cannot supply enough power at 11,500 watts from the Cybertruck to power your entire home. But out here on the 35 acres where I live, I want full control of the power of my home, because I know what power it can handle, and I would come out here and shut off some breakers. So let's get my main panel opened up here. Now, one of my biggest gripes about electricians is they don't know how to really label the panels very well. I had I hired another electrician to come out and label this, and unfortunately they were still wrong, but they did a better job. But the electrician who did this setup for me was, I'm trying not to say bad words on YouTube, but it was very unprofessional. Did not inform me of the 3 different types of backup that could be done. So if you're out there, guys, make sure you're getting the backup that you want. If you want it to be mostly seamless, go with the heavy load backup, because they're going to make sure that whatever you back up in this, you don't have to worry about. It's not going to pull too much power. I have a water storage tank here making, I don't know if you can hear, it's like bloop bloop, but anyway, that's what that sound is. So it's kind of got this glass panel, which is really fancy, and there's a little switch back here that you push in. One of the tricks is to lean into this, then push more. Let's see. It's kind of hard with the camera. Let's try again. Okay. There it goes. A little stubborn there, but here it is. The door does not open anymore, so don't force it open any more than this. So what they've done for me is they did my well pump. This is not my well pump. This is actually the main house pump. My office, living room, there's some double up breakers here. And basement lights, fridge, kitchen fridge. This one, I could add more. And this one is the main breaker to the truck. I'm gonna go ahead and simulate a power outage. Oh, I gotta go get my grandma dog. She probably wants in the house. This is our lovely Pitty, and I hope this is blocking all the wind for you guys. This is Akasha. She's our old grandma dog. Come on up to the house. We got wind here today. Well, got wind here lots of times living up here without any trees. Come on, grandma. No, be nice, Giz. Come on. You got this. Oh, she's such a trooper. Come on. She's not made for winter weather. Look at you, have no hair. And Gizmo, he's definitely made for winter. Okay, I want to make sure that the doggy was safe before I get too distracted. I wanted to make sure grandma dog was safe. Guys, I'm seeing some action here. I am seeing that moving in the opposite direction. I am now seeing information on this screen. Here's the truck warming up. It's opened up its fins and it's breathing. Heat pump time. Okay, we got power, guys. Let's go in and see. So let's see how this is working. Now, I don't have any Wi-Fi at all, and it's showing me the information on my phone. So that proves that you do not need LTE or cellular service to see on the phone what's going on. So something's happening with the Cybertruck to the app. Must be Bluetooth, because I have no service at all. This has gone blank, guys. The Tesla wall charger is now blank. There's nothing happening here. So I'm not sure what happened. Let's open up the truck and see what the truck might be saying. Okay, it says PowerShare has stopped. It's telling me there was a communication loss between the equipment and that the PowerShare has stopped. Okay, it says PowerShare error. Review your system status or contact service. Cyber T2 stopped powering your home. Check power source and charging equipment. So somehow we lost power, guys. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but this is real world test right here, right? Let's plug the truck and try again. And it's currently got a blue light. If you can see that, it's a blue light. Let's unplug it. And nothing in there. Oh, okay, I'm gonna reopen you. Okay, it's not gonna open because there's no power on this charger. Got it reinserted here. And here we go. This just rebooted. Okay, now I've got a flashing blue light. This all just rebooted. I haven't done anything down here. Now, okay, it's going all green lights. Now we got a flashing blue light. Oh, I smell something burning, guys. That's not good. Yep. Something smells a little hot in here. Yep. Well, it looks like we had a failure of the PowerShare module, guys. I can smell something smoked in here. That's not good. And I can hear it buzzing now. So, well, not very successful today on the Tesla Gateway. I guess I call it the PowerShare module gateway. If something's burnt in it, I can smell it. And it was powering my home fine, then all of a sudden it was out. Ugh, main power. Ooh! Alright, that was a poof and a spark.
Qmerit flew out the gentleman. We've got our case number. I tried to call the 800 number, not very successful in finding the right buttons to click to get to anybody, so I thought I'll just try the app. So I got on the app and reported a PowerShare module issue, but it only was an email. So I sent the email with the case number. 2 days went by, no response. I thought, well, why don't I report this as a battery issue? As soon as I did that, I was able to set up an appointment with Tesla, put the case number in there. A week or so went by, my appointment came, dropped off my truck. They had it for 2 weeks. And here's what they determined was going on. And I'll show you guys screenshots of this as I'm kind of talking about it. But basically there was an irrational temperature reading that was flagged from the power conversion system while attempting to externally charge. I guess they call that, you know, for the house. What they found though was that this was no fault of the battery and that there is a known issue of the current firmware, and they're working on an update that will fix that. So what that told me was that the truck did not take out the PowerShare module and the PowerShare module just failed. We don't know. That's where we're at. And just to give you a little more background, I did have a few other issues with the truck. The rear windows didn't seal real well when they were all the way up. They actually created a little gap. They almost bent out and let air in. I had that looked at once with a red tinge on 2 of my cameras. And when I say red tinge, I don't mean looking from the outside into the camera. I mean the actual display on my screen was red, and that's not normal. But the first visit I had prior to this, they told me, no, your full self-driving still works, and we're not going to replace those cameras. Well, I was kind of upset about that. I don't like that 2 of my cameras look different than the rest of my cameras. But anyway, they actually addressed those cameras on this visit. I sent them a small video of the truck crossing over a double yellow line and said, what's going on? Then I guess maybe that was enough to allow them to replace it. Honestly, that didn't fix it, and I'll show that in another video. There's a weird area where I live where the truck crosses right onto oncoming traffic when full self-driving. Not a good thing. I report it all the time. But anyway, back to this. They did fix my windows, and they did a very sophisticated way. I'll show you that. Also, my button on the joystick on the right side was double clicking when pushing right. I asked them to fix that, and apparently they gave me a whole new yoke, a whole new wheel. The truck smelled brand new when I got it, and it was because of the wheel. But that was covered as well. They replaced both the cameras. That was covered as well. And then my wiper blade wasn't quite getting enough like fluid to clean the further part of the window. They said it had some salt and stuff like that in it. I heard there's an update coming out that's going to address that and give us more of the fluid on the window, which will be great. But it was better when I got it back. So those are the things that I had fixed, and that took 2 weeks for me to get the truck back. But they did work with Tesla engineers for a few days to try to make sure that they're not going to send me back a truck that's going to fry a new gateway. So here's where I'm at now. I got the truck back, and then I went to go plug it in, and I realized it had an amber light, and I'm like, what is that? And then I plugged it in and it went red, and it threw an error on the screen and said not fully inserted, that I hadn't pushed it all the way in. I'm like, that's weird. So I unplugged it, stayed amber, plugged it back in, stayed red, but it charged. And as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows, if it's red, it's not supposed to be charging. So I contacted Tesla. They said, hey, do you have another charger you could try? And I'm like, sure, I do. I got one at my shop. So went to my shop. As soon as the door opened, it was amber again. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Plug it in, and then it was red. But it was charging fine, and there were no more error messages on the screen. So is this related to the failure of my PowerShare module? I don't know. But I do have another appointment to get the actual charger replaced from the truck, and maybe between this and that, we're going to get this fixed. So currently I have an email that came into me from Tesla, said they're ready to get me the new PowerShare module, but they want me to pick a new provider because apparently they know the provider I had was nobody I would ever use again. But unfortunately, the electrician that I'm using was not listed on the site, even though he went through the whole process and got set up with Qmerit as a qualified, certified electrician. So I emailed them back and said, hey, I'm working with this particular electrician. And they said, okay. And then I just got an email like 2 minutes ago saying, hey, please have them reach out to us with this number, and we're going to tie everything together so we can get the new gateway shipped out to you so we can get it installed. Now in part 2, I'm going to show the installation and how they're going to move it from the location that it's at that failed inspection too close to the gas regulator. Plus it's only doing a heavy load and I can only see those certain breakers and what the power usage is. They're going to take the main power wires that come all the way up from the utility poles, and they're going to run it up to the unit up on this upper location by my charger, and that way I'll be able to see everything, and I will be able to power my entire home, you know, with the limitations of the 11,500 watts, which I understand. And I'm going to show you guys how that works, do some screen sharing, and hopefully we'll have a successful demonstration of the PowerShare module, as well as showing the installation of a full house backup. Thanks guys, we'll see you in part 2.